Coverage of the ANZ International Series Pakistan Tour of New Zealand is brought to you by ANZ.
Said goodbye to Sri Lanka after 5 weeks of intense cricket. They were dominated by New Zealand. We say hello to Pakistan, who have got a very exciting and experienced side with some interesting newcomers as well. This is T20 action of the highest order. Game 1 of 3. New Zealand's out there with Guptill, Williamson, Munro, Anderson, Elliott, Ronke, Santner and Astle going head-to-head. Spin bowling positions up for grabs for that T20 World Cup. Milne, Henry and Bolt. In Pakistan, you'll know a lot of these names: Shahzad, Hafiz, Maqsood, Malak, Akmal, Afridi, Ahmed, Wasim, Wahab, Riaz, Umagul, and a very, very important day in the life of Muhammad Amir.
It was a good start by Pakistan after being asked to bat first. Hafiz got them off to a flying start after a couple of quiet overs. Innovation. Some lovely timing. Shahzad joined in. Bowling quick, but he put it over mid-wicket. The pace didn't seem to worry him. But then Adam Milne struck. Shahzad hit it straight up. The man who loves Eden Park, Grant Elliott, took a simple catch. In partnership of 33. Anderson come on for his first bowl since coming back from injury, and he maybe will not want to remember this over. He got taken to 18 off it. Spin come on, Mitch Santner second ball. Maqsood charged him, stumped, caught, all of them. Astle was brought on as well. He had a good first over, but then he went flying the distance. Tough introduction, and one man stood tall, and that was Mitchell Santner. Picked up his second wicket. Grant Elliott, I love him down there. Hafiz was continuing on his way at the other end. Very aggressive against Astle. Brought up his 50. Quality innings. Showed that Pakistan are here to play. Just beautiful wrists, hitting it over cover. 150k that one. That went for a boundary and then a wicket. Big wicket, Todd Astle. Good catch. Slow ball by Milne. Freddie come out. Straight away we saw the danger that he can bring. Over cover. Short went over fine leg. Had New Zealand really flustered at this stage. 146 and they're tracking for 200. The question was being asked, what can they do? This one went high from Akmal. Williamson put it down. Looked like he had it under control. Just to put a salt with the wound, the next delivery got hit for 6. Milne wasn't impressed. But then Milne got to say, this time Akmal couldn't get underneath it. Splayed it out to the column. Munro took a simple catch. And then the big moment in this game, Trent Boult come back on and he picked up the crucial wicket of Afridi. 23 off just 8 deliveries. New Zealand knew how important that was. Wasim looked good. He raced through to 18 just off 9 delivery. New Zealand were able to keep picking up wickets. Williamson took another good catch. Missed it on Wasim. Could he get them off to a strong finish? No, he couldn't. Milne. Henry wrapped it all up.
Three-match T20 series, New Zealand against Pakistan. And Pakistan taking out tonight's first match here at Eden Park. Good crowd in as well, just to tick over 21,000 to view the events of the evening. Highlights of the match. Marty Guptill didn't get going tonight, but it wasn't entirely his fault. Kane Williamson hit one straight to Afridi. Took off for 1. There was some confusion. Afridi was in action a couple of balls later. Put that simple chance down off the New Zealand skipper, Kane Williamson. Not sure whether the lights were a bit of a worry for him, but Colin Munro had come to the crease at the fall of Guptill's wicket. Started like he left the other night, Scott Styris. It was fantastic hitting once again.
Yeah, while this partnership was going, it looked like New Zealand were going to get up, but unfortunately, the hitting that Munro displayed could not go on for long enough. He was impressive again, mishit only 1 or 2 all innings. Particularly powerful on the short ball, those side boundaries. was his dismissal, chopped on with no foot movement, which in the end set in motion a disastrous period of play for New Zealand. Anderson didn't bother the scorers, out for naught. Impressive Imad Wasim bowled his 4 overs for 18 and did a job for his skipper. Williamson all the while just ticked along, but it was at the other end where the damage was done. Grant Elliott trying to repeat his heroics from the World Cup, could not do it. Luke Ronchi also didn't last long, a simple catch to cover. And then the new young all-rounder Mitchell Santner, he couldn't get going as well. It was a sorry middle order from New Zealand, and Pakistan at this point were well on top.
Yeah, some good catching too, Scotty. That was what was very impressive. Kane Williamson just started to pick up the rate. He was slow throughout the early part, but he gutsed it out and got through to a half century. There was another chance on this occasion. That was Astle being put down behind point. A couple of blemishes in the Pakistan fielding, but first up, I guess you might expect that. And Williamson started and had to find the boundaries with consistency because the rate was starting to climb. Astle was the next to go. Brilliant Yorker from Umar Gol. We've seen many of those throughout the years. That one spot on target. Matt Henry was lucky, picked up a lucky boundary, swung one away to mid-wicket. This was a bit of indifferent fielding. And then he hit one straight to Afridi again, who picked up another catch. Kane Williamson was out looking for 20 off the last over. That was very first ball of Wahab Riaz's over. And then very last ball, it was Trent Boult who was dismissed. Another catch to the skipper, Shahid Afridi. And that was all she wrote for New Zealand. It was Pakistan's game this evening, the very first T20 international here at Eden Park. A sorry-looking scorecard, barring Williamson and Munro. 155 was all New Zealand could manage in pursuit of 172.